Hello friend and welcome back once again to Strategic Mind Blitzkrieg. It's a special bonus episode brought to you by my Patreon supporter Poomerow. With that said, let's get started. So 500 victory points, and there is Blitzkrieg here. Makes it a lot cheaper. I think that's pretty good. And this is too much. At that point, I'll also go to frontline command, so DHQ gets some nice bonuses. Sure. There we go. Now, to the units. Let's overstrength everything first. And then we'll see whether there are some upgrades. Now, supposedly we can buy some winter clothing, but I don't think this mission classifies necessarily as a winter mission. So, you know, at that point, the problem there is that it's not necessarily clear whether I should outfit my units with winter equipment. Because there are also not going to be any other winter missions. I gather I would need to do it, but... Alright, let's just take a look first. So, there's no real upgrade there. Not for these anyway. I'm fine with getting these to 7-1 because of the higher air attack, which is what they're really for anyway. And there are no other serious upgrades. Now, I always feel kind of bad for... Yeah, it removes the frost weather attack penalty, and I'm not too confident, but let's just give it to a bunch of units, and then we'll basically see. So, at the very least, let's switch some of these tanks. And maybe I should give it at least to 2 infantry. Like, I don't know what they mean with the frost weather attack penalty, since it does seem to be working a little bit different here than it did in the other games. Yeah. So Not sure whether I want to give it to a bomber. In fact, I actually don't think so. I think I mostly want to give it to tanks. But indeed, I don't want to exclude the infantry. Alright, what are tank? There we go, and then the recons are also sappers. The thing I'm really shocked about is that I have so much prestige right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 planes. So, like, what more could I possibly want? 1, 2, 3, 4 AA. 7 artillery. And I'm currently already not getting that much income. Let's just see what kind of useful there might be on the market. I'm not that interested in those. Do I already have them upgraded 332? Yeah. No real reason to do anything there. Or here. So the difference between these is these more powerful, but these have range 5. I would say I wouldn't mind having one of these at least. There we go. But that still leaves me with a lot. I think, though, at the very least, I know it sounds kind of weird, but I think I want at least another one of these. And what do they have? A Vickers machine gun. Sure. Well, let's actually give them sappers. It might be a bit more useful. And now that I have that... Air mobile. I mean, the only reason why these are so good is because they have the Overwatch and the rest. That's about it. Maybe I should just also get another recon. I really like reconnaissance. I'll just save the rest of the prestige at that point. Probably for the best. What do you have? Spaced armor sappers. And a recoilless gun is not too bad. Alright, let's just leave it at that. 1,000 prestige a lot, but at some point I'm gonna have to upgrade these anyway. Yeah. Let's start with the Spitfire. Get it to a Focke-Wulf. I'm gonna need to do that with all of them eventually, so... Alright. Seems fair.
The Russians have put up serious fortifications on the outskirts of Moscow. If intelligence is to be believed, there is no way to flank them. Considering the landscape and the strength of the city's defense, a quick breakthrough will turn into a military disaster. I suggest we hold back the infantry and give the Soviets several saturation bombardments first. It is better to lose time at the start than bleed out before the finish line.
This operation might just prove the biggest test of the German fighting spirit to date. That is, both our personnel's resilience and the reliability of our vehicles. Despite my constant reminders, we have yet to receive sufficient winter clothing and supplies. When the cold days arrive, that alone might cost us more German lives than any hostile engagements.
According to the frontline reports, the forests around Moscow are swarming with partisans. They are poorly armed, yet their attacks are sudden and deadly. I suggest creating additional recon units to patrol the territories along our main advance.
Mm-hmm.
The Führer has finally given the order to begin Operation Typhoon, aimed at capturing Moscow.
I do not think that we have to invent anything new. We have to attack swiftly with our tank forces to break through their defense perimeters.
I agree with you, Guderian. 3 tank armies will attack and destroy the concentration of the enemy troops near Bryansk and Vyazma. Then they will advance swiftly to reach Moscow both from the north and the south.
This is a good plan. Simple, efficient, and reliable as everything made in Germany.
You do not agree with us, Manstein?
I think the army has to occupy solid defensive positions and wait out the winter frost which is about to come. Our army cannot fight effectively in such weather.
Come on, Eric. We are so close. We have to get a decisive victory.
Indeed, now is not the time to stop our advance. There is no going back.
Taking Moscow is a tough task as it is. Conducting the operation on the eve of winter further complicates it.
We could use our air force to break the enemy's will to fight by intensive city bombardment. I will talk to Göring.
Граждане, воздушная тревога. Говорит штаб гражданской обороны. Воздушная тревога. Воздушная тревога. Воздушная тревога.
Yeah, I heard that bombardment didn't go too well for the Germans. So, not great.
What a glorious day for the Reich! Our invincible armies are at the gates of Moscow, the capital of our magnificent nation's greatest enemy. Begin the attack immediately. Let our red and black banners fly over the Kremlin.
At the gates? We are hundreds of kilometers away from those gates. Hundreds of kilometers devoid of proper roads, filled with dense forests and crawling with furious Russians.
Not to mention there's already a nip in the air, and our forces are ill-prepared for the Russian winter. We're already losing combat-ready personnel to common cold. On top of the fact starting vehicles is getting trickier every morning. These problems will only get worse as the offensive continues.
I am in complete agreement with you, gentlemen, but delaying the offensive is not an option. The conditions are terrible. They will worsen. Yet if we wait until spring, the Russians will rearm, regroup, and join the fight with renewed fervor. It will become a protracted war front, which none of us wants, and one which we cannot sustain. Thus, I recommend that we proceed with the planning. We can share opinions on our furious eloquence after all is said and done. To reach Moscow, we must cross several lines of fortifications and capture multiple strategically important cities throughout the region. Cities such as Vyazma, Rzhev, Volokholamsk, Mozhaisk, Maloyaroslavets, Kirov, Kalinin, Klin, Kaluga, and Tula. However, we first of all need to breach the Rzhevsk-Vyazma defense line. If we destroy enough of their fortifications, we'll force a Russian retreat.
Okay. I guess we have somewhat of no choice. And I guess I'll also divide my forces into 3 groups that are eventually all going to converge upon Moscow. Let's just see. We have a recon down there at least. What do we have here? Answer 3. Anti-air. There's no recon in the top areas. So let's place 1 in each area. Then I will have the southern part where there's no AA. They will get at least 2. Here 1. And up here 2 as well. I'm gonna reshuffle them so they help in destroying the fortifications, etc. But it's probably okay to do this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 artillery. So 3 range. Is this an artillery too? Yeah. So placing 3 down there. It's unfortunate I have to kind of get up there as well. with 2 artillery. I'm just placing the somewhat easier parts first. All of these have a fighter and a bomber. So all of these will get a fighter and a bomber. And let's put you in the center. Just like Rudel, I think the most important part is probably going to be the center and north. What I'll probably do in the course of the game is I'll probably, once I get a little bit more prestige, I'll give my Fallschirmjäger additional, I'll give them the trucks basically, and at that point I'll be able to move quite a bit. Gotta get 2 additional regular ones there. These guys here together with the Fallschirm. So some of the strongest panzers there. You have 13, 14. And I didn't know I had that up there. Yeah, let's relocate them a bit, like I said. That tends to do quite well. And let's do that. Alright, I'm probably only gonna do one part here. Well, we'll see. These units, they are a joke. And to be honest, even if they seem to have a few mines there. But nothing really all that worthwhile. I needed to take this. Oh, anyhow. I wonder if I can still clear it like that. Seems like I did. Alright. They have hide and seek and they're setting fire, but they don't have overrun. We perfect there, but they have winter equipment now. So I need a unit with tank flamethrower. There's no anti-tank there. I should probably put Blitzkrieg this turn. Because that will also allow me to move down at least. These don't really have that much to do, except help with going in there. I guess the forts down south don't count. Again, this is an artillery, not an anti-tank. Well, now that the AA is gone, I mean, surely they would have AA there. The ultimate question is, can I kill all the units from Kirov? I don't think so. You can actually move to attack. Interesting, because how much? You have 3 ammo. Yes. I can move you to attack. Let's just go here because these guys also need experience either way. Really. Talking about a disappointment. I mean, this will give me another overrun. And I don't think those guys are going to be that dangerous. These guys definitely need to go where they will then get. Let's do that first. They have one ammo now only. Which is, I guess, fine. They're kind of protected indeed. But I'm not so interested in continued movement with them necessarily. And I'd say they're pretty safe. What I'm gonna do here I'm gonna use both of those. Tag that. It's gonna, yeah. Supposed to kill them there, but at the very least they triggered on the Overwatch. Now I also discovered that. Closest airfield will be here then, so they might be in a little bit of trouble. Now, 1, 2, yeah, so technically I could already bomb here. And then move. I actually think that's fine. I'm only going to use those for the moment. It's pretty unlikely there's going to be another decent attack from that. So I'll put it like that. And then if I were to get more ground transport, I will give it, or more command prestige, I will give it to them this turn still. But I believe currently my time is already up. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Didn't get to play that much yet, but all these other things did take quite long. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters: Boomerang, Dungeon Pastor, C Data, Swords, Mandingo, Thomas Flynn, and Pooch. Take care, everyone. See you next time. Bye bye.